I'm in southern Los Santos to meet one of the city's most prolific private investigators, who I hear is currently taking up residence at Rogers Salvage and Scrap. His name? Ellis Noah. I'm guessing that's his car. Very nice, isn't it? This is quite the place he's got here. Should I not? Hello?
Fit Lakeland.
Mr. Noah?
Ellis Noah, Private Detective. Aye.
How do you do? Jay Walker. This
Like
is...
to take a wee seat.
Oh, absolutely.
I was never quite sure why I'd pushed the chair right up to the wall in the corner away from my chair.
What was that?
Perhaps I'd been tidy and forgot to move it back into place. Perhaps it was merely an aesthetic choice that I'd made.
Oh, I'm all about those.
Of my own mind.
I'm all about those aesthetic choices, you know.
I'm sorry.
Hmm?
Then I can what you're talking about. I've got a few cases that I'm slowly working on at the moment. I'm technically on 3, but really been focusing on only one of them for the new weekend. A rather large scale corruption investigation.
Oh, really? Any details you can share?
Truth be told, that sometimes talking about the case is the very thing that Brexit, the hernia that will explode and topple an investigation. But I'd invited the man here to make a film. Wouldn't do much if I didn't tell him. Aye, we'll walk and talk. I may rather than need putting on a jacket.
Oh, I can tell you a talker. Is this a rental space?
I'd say I abandoned and foreclosed property that I have been able to arrange a little rent of. As previous scrappage companies, I'm sure you can see.
Tell me, how long have you been in the city?
Maybe about 12 months.
Did you have a life before becoming a private eye?
It was a hard question to answer. Immediately my mind went back to that day, to the car crash, to Helen's screams and the screech of tyres on the road as her life was taken from her, to the police badge I'd sworn to never wear again, to the city I'd left behind to come here and start anew. I didn't quite know how to answer the money. The emotion was too much, so I simply said, aye. Aye, I did, aye.
Why don't we park that one for now?
Aye, parking's an awful good idea I've learned to find in the past. My mind went back once again to the car crash. If only that police had instead parked his motor, rather than speed it out over Helen's body and reverse it over her head, maybe she'd still be alive.
Jesus.
Maybe I'd be a happier man.
Christ. Speaking of parking, pretty nice car you got outside. Why don't you go and show me your car?
Aye, well, here we nosy at the motor, Ken.
When I was driving in, I just thought that. Oh, sorry, I'm just getting ahead of it.
It's a very lovely motor you've got yourself there, Mr. Walker.
Yeah, these are like very, very contrasting, aren't they? You know, you've got the classic and the contemporary.
Aye. Complement each other, I find, often in these streets anyway. A muckle called it here, would you care to hop in?
Oh, absolutely. And so we were away, not to solve the case, but to Pillbox Hill and Ellis's apartment, to pick up his jacket. He's the slow and steady type, isn't he? I imagine being a private eye, you need that meticulous streak, don't you? You don't want to rush things. You need to get the details right. How much did that set you back?
It was a cockwomble and a half, a jacket like this, Ken.
Oh, sorry I had to get out of the car. There was a bit of commotion by the hospital there.
Perhaps something we could have a look into.
Maybe.
Hello.
Fit
Oh,
like.
hello.
Both okay?
Aye, fair to my done.
Was there a bit of a commotion here a few minutes ago?
No.
No. Seemed almost as if something was afoot. I'm just going to hear a wee pop inside and use your facilities.
Yeah, no problem.
I was soon introduced to Ellis's unique investigatory style. Although in this case, it wasn't quite the breakthrough that he was hoping for.
You appear to have run out of hand soap. I got to leave them wanting more, Ken.
You strike me as the meticulous type. I imagine that that's an important trait in a private eye.
Aye. You've got to keep your wits about you, eyes everywhere. Always know what's going on at all sides of you. Take notes. Notes are awfully important, Ken.
I can tell you're a thinking man from your walking style. I might have to adapt that.
Aye.
For today, anyway.
We pass by the local precinct is often a keen stop on my travels.
Have you seen many interesting things near Mission Rail PD?
A few strange characters that I've encountered in my time, aye, but nothing explicitly bizarre. Is that a dead man on the... Another corpse on the outside of a police station. A sight I'd seen too many times. A local gangster, perhaps? Or perhaps a character the police didn't want spicking. Oftentimes it was said they weren't a fan of the spicking.
What's your gut theory, Ellis?
No, sure, it appears to be a local gentleman, judging by his strange attire and, quite frankly, far too skinny arms. However, it doesn't appear to be any clear signs of attack, perhaps some kind of blunt force trauma.
Do you think anyone knows about this?
Maybe worth asking.
Or maybe a bit too slow that.
The answer would appear to be no at this moment in time.
A body on the doorstep of Mission Row was certainly cause for alarm, and Ellis was keen to investigate further.
Many things were half curious. Couldn't be sure where the law ended and the criminals began. Certainly no driving like that.
Ooh!
Something worth looking into.
A local cabbie was pulled over on the nearby bridge, and Ellis deemed it worthy of investigation.
Do you hear a pair of binoculars, Mr. Walker?
Oh, I do, yes.
They'll come in handy.
Have you had many dealings with the taxi firm of the city?
Had a few early jobs, helping them out with a couple of issues. It appeared that their drivers were being unfairly targeted and harassed by some kind of undesirable characters, but it didn't really go too far of places. A couple of the drivers have helped me out as informants, so to speak.
What do you see, Ellis?
It appeared that there's 12 officers, or perhaps sheriffs. They appear to be wearing rather large hats, talking to, I believe, the taxi driver who sped past us outside the police station not too long ago. It was hard to speak my suspicions out loud to Walker, but
What's that?
couldn't help. I'm sorry?
Oh, no, sorry, carry on.
Strange man. It was hard to speak my suspicions aloud to Walker. I wasn't terribly sure how trustworthy a sort he was, or what kind of light a investigative film like his own would cast upon the cases I looked into. And yet, having someone to bounce the ideas off of seemed almost natural. Like the way it was meant to be. I thought back to my partner back in the day, a large man for the Brock by the name of Alf. Alf couldn't speak 2 words of English, only the Doric. A fine loon. Dead now, of course.
Fine loon.
One too many Murray Cup. I'm sorry.
Hmm?
A friend, a chap by the name of Mr. Stoker, he was a patron of the city, but he appears to have taken up and left, unfortunately. He's the one that gave me this police corruption jobby to look into. So, although I may not be receiving many further payment for it, I'm certainly trying to find out what I can.
What was your first lead on that story?
A friend of Mr. Stoker's at his Rotary Club. He was arrested by a... Not really arrested, his car was stolen and he was then shot at by a police detective by the name of Banks. I'm trying to find some other dirt to ascertain the nature of this. Apparently the subsequent investigation was rather bungled by the police and appears to be an attempt to cover up Detective Banks.
My goodness. Taking my time with him.
Quite looks like it. Very heavy-handed as well.
What was this event you mentioned that's going on tonight?
I've seen on your Twitter that that strange, skinny Skeletor-looking gangster by the name of Bobo Mitchell appears to be having some kind of party. Truth be told, my opinions on Mr. Mitchell had came and gone in myself in the past. I'd taken some work for him a few weeks ago that had rather fallen by the wayside, and well, his friends down at Grove Street certainly didn't appear to be my kind of people from when I met them. However, someone like that who seems to have his finger in many pies and knows everyone is often useful to a private detective. It wouldn't do well to tell Mr. Walker that I intended to keep Mr. Mitchell sweet in case I needed his information down the line. But certainly it wouldn't hurt to show face.
No, The party at the motor dealership hadn't yet begun, so we decided to check out the local bar instead. Tequila La was a popular stomping ground for the locals.
I want to stop me having a smoke, eh?
What was your life before becoming a PI? Did you have a change of career at any point, or is this always where you were heading?
For a while I was an official part of the police force, but it wasn't really to be, unfortunately. Not really been good at much else than detective work. It would appear that these undesirables have made their way to the motor dealership. Perhaps we were simply slightly premature in our arrival, Mr. Walker.
Fashionably early.
Well, fashion isn't my favourite thing.
Apart from that hat. That's pretty cool. With the party now seemingly underway, it was off back to Ray's motor group, and Ellis was keen to keep his own motor vehicle hidden very well out of sight.
It's important to keep yourself out of sight, observe from afar, and make sure you've got a clean avenue of getaway.
I'm not really that experienced in such things, you know.
He doesn't seem like a terribly active man to look at him. The suit trousers and trainers combo was not something reserved for an athletic sort.
Ah,
Giving him a once over out to the side of my eye, I could perhaps see him sitting behind the wheel of a car with a camera, but he hardly seemed the kind of fella to be able to, say, climb a roof or nip down a back alley and jump a fence. No canny. You quite Ellis Noah.
no, not at all.
I'm sorry?
No, sorry. Who else can we expect to see tonight, do you think, at this event?
There's plenty of local faces that have yet to make the acquaintance of, which is somewhat of a deliberate choice.
There we are. I guess we're not strictly invited.
Yeah, sure, if it's an open invitation. The lawyer appears to be there, a man by the name of Mr. Starr. Some old lady. Quiet spots with a good view. You may not be able to hear what they're saying, but sometimes all you need is the spark of an idea. We'll briefly mingle. See what they've got to say. The chandelier was the most hideous thing I'd seen in my entire life. A collection of brackle and broken glass suspended for the ceiling that looked, quite frankly, disgusting. Happy birthday.
Oh,
Oh, happy birthday.
thank you very much. I appreciate it.
It doesn't look terribly safe.
No.
Interesting. Mr. Damien, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance once again.
Yes, nice to see you. How's things?
Aye, fairly middling.
You've been
The whole
shouting
time he
your
spoke, I couldn't take my eyes off the man he's midriff. I had no idea why he didn't just pull his t-shirt down to cover that belly button. Nobody wanted to look at it, didn't they? And yet I couldn't tear my eyes away.
Oh
It was
gosh.
captivating, like a black hole to the eyes.
But what do you make of Mr. Noah? Have you had many dealings with him?
Robbed them once.
I knew I would never remember his name. All I would remember was that ridiculous jacket.
What do you make of all this so far?
It's unusual to see a party hosted by a very popular part of the city, and yet very few people appear to have actually arrived.
Yeah, I've been calling them hentai mobile.
I'm not entirely familiar with most of that group over there.
Do you think any of this fits into your investigation?
I'm not sure.
Waiting for me at City Hall. Thanks for the invite
Granny.
and the drink.
Oh,
No worries, but have a good evening.
Jesus.
You too, I'll see you later, pal.
Get the hell out of here.
So certainly a strange concoction of individuals, aye.
I imagine in your job you've meet quite a few characters in this city.
I've had my fair share. Aye. I've had run-ins with a criminal who seemed particularly proud of his pink fur jacket. Had memorable encounters with the biker gang, the Mirror Park Monarchs, or sorry, Rotary Club, as I believe they were referred to. Had brush-ins with the boys at Grove Street, with their chappies in the taxis. Some fella who was mindlessly destroying taxis for no apparent reason. The issue is, Mr. Walker, there's always more to find in a city like this, and there's always something missing, a missing piece. If there's corrupt police and if people are willing to talk to me about it, then surely there must be some kind of sign, surely someone must have some kind of knowledge of this. Thinking back to my days in the force and the long, long nights of internal affairs, it's always hard to know exactly where the line was to be drawn with these people.
Internal affairs. Sorry. Hung up on his investigation into the police, Ellis said we needed to return to Mission Row. This time he parked his vehicle further away from the station and took a more unorthodox approach. Who was that, Ellis?
I'm not terribly sure. Fazdo Elder.
For the sake of not simply filming bushes, I saw fit to join him. Do you have many days like this, Ellis?
The police here are on the lookout for someone investigating them. They believe that they're above the law that they're sworn to protect. Police across the country and planet all believe in one thing. The law is what they say it was. What they didn't realise is police, when they saw them, the law was saw them. I'd seen firsthand the way that could be abused even by them. Seen it firsthand that tribunal against the man who had murdered my wife. Terrible times.
Something very unusual had certainly happened at the precinct. But when I was caught filming...
Oh my god.
Well, I can't explain why I did what I did next. We've been rumbled!
Fit like?
Sorry?
I said fit like?
Why are you on police property?
No, I'm happy sorry, I was rather distracted in my thoughts there and wandered round the wrong corner.
Right, if you and your friend that's hiding down at that wall could please leave the property, that'd be great.
You don't know fast yourself. I was gonna hear a wee sandwich first.
Jay, I can see you. You're not a cat.
Sorry, just clearing my throat.
Was that as quick as you can go?
It's, yeah.
Whilst listening to this nagging to leave the property, all I could think of is why Jay had decided of all things to pretend to be a cat when caught. I myself had once been caught on a stakeout operation and pretended to be a swallow. A cat was surely just the most ridiculous animal he could have possibly picked. Abdi knows what a cat looks like. Very few have ever seen a swallow.
On the way back to the car, we took an alleyway to a nearby underpass. It was here that Ellis exposed the great inequality of this city.
Mere feet away, Chief Taffer goes into his office. He's paid hundreds by the day just to drive around in expensive cars paid for by the taxpayer. And yet, every day, banks are robbed. Good women lose their husbands to the guns of the criminals that he and his men are incapable of catching. And then there's scenes like this.
This really is a city of two halves, isn't it, Alice?
That's what they want you to believe. The rich people up there are the very same half that made this. Saw one. Saw the rich getting richer and criminals stomping on the others, the police chasing glory for their higher paychecks while a normal man is left behind. Alone. So very alone.
Ellis saw fit to take us back to Ray's motor group to watch from afar, in the hope of catching new arrivals, perhaps someone who could lead to a breakthrough in his case. I do believe that's the cabbie we saw being pulled up earlier. Very quickly, Ellis made a serious-looking phone call. Was that a client, Ellis?
Fortunately, our taxi driver appears to be the only man on duty at the moment, so I've asked him to swing by.
Did you get a name for this driver?
Mike, Ron, a man I've previously used as my contact, seems to be the fella.
Oh,
I recognise him as wearing a rather ridiculous hat.
oh, we're familiar. Yeah. What was it that prompted you to leave your job with internal affairs?
It was quite some time ago. Doesn't really reflect much on my character, but I had to take a break for my health.
I suppose this is one of the perks of making your own hours.
Anything I choose to take off is entirely my own time. Any case that demands too much time entirely reflects upon myself. I'm sure you have a similar outlook.
Oh yeah, I understand.
Looking to have a brief chat with you, Mike. It's regarding myself and no, myself and Mr. Walker observed you being stopped by two police officers earlier today, just nearby Mission Row, perhaps an hour and a half ago. I'm currently in a wee investigation into the police. I was just looking to see what they were looking for, what was said, and how truthful their allegations were.
Okay, so for that incident, I'll be honest with you, they were absolutely delightful. It was, let me try and remember. Oh, what was his name? Wee blonde guy. Oh, what was his name? I don't remember his name. I don't remember either of their names. The fact that I forgot where to pick you up from is probably a good sign that I don't know who to face. Should I be facing the camera?
I believe the idea is to pretend that Mr. Walker doesn't exist.
Yeah, just act natural.
Act natural. Okay. So basically what happened, Ellis, is a massive police chase ensued, and being the lone wolf badass that I am, I basically just rolled with it, Ellis, and I saw the odds. They weren't looking great for me. Rifles, guns, everything was pointed directly at my head, but it didn't fash me at all. So basically what I did, I took them on a wee chase. I was testing out their performance vehicles. Then I crashed, and that's when they stopped. Yeah, crashed the car. You can edit this stuff, alright? So we'll cut that bit out.
I am currently still investigating a corrupt police allegation of corruption within the police force. Ken, either that or the corrupt police are particularly good at covering their tracks. There's always a risk I knew with corrupt officers. They didn't like to leave a trail. Oftentimes there'll be 2 or 3 of them operating as a core unit, leaving the rest of them in the dark. Why, the majority of our police force could be half a fine, but a few corrupt detectives and the whole thing was rotten to the core. Nothing a man could do. Nothing a man could say.
He does
Perhaps
this a
Mike
lot.
didn't
What
realise
he'll
this,
do
but
is he'll
I
start
certainly
talking
did.
and We don't know if it's dementia or auto-stop.
What did you learn, Ellis?
Doesn't seem that Mr. Ron thinks there's an awful lot to be investigating regarding the police at the moment.
I'm on the telly, Ma!
He rather seemed to enjoy the attention of the camera though.
Oh, most people do. With the party over, Ellis took me to another popular location for his investigations. Have you spent much time at the burger shop?
I have spent quite some time investigating this place. Quiet for the moment. Peaceful.
I'll give you some.
Are you okay?
Aye, fair to my done. You appear to have had somewhat of a incident with your motor vehicle outside there.
Yeah, a fire hydrant came and crashed into me.
The woman's story seemed unlikely at best and outright falsified at worst, but it wasn't really my position to say. Stranger things had happened in this city. The dark alleyways and the cloisters of hallways. Aye, perhaps a fire hydrant could crash into a small orange motor. But it wasn't likely. I'd let it slide for now.
Swear on my life, it just came at me.
You done a fash. I'll tell nobody.
Who's film? Are you filming a
You
documentary?
investigate.
That's right, yeah, I'm just following Mr. Noah around for a day or two.
What are you filming?
Well, he's a private detective, you see, and I think he might have some interesting stories to share.
Is it like Columbo or something? Has you got a TV show?
I think
Sherlock Holmes? You're going to get me a burger?
Aye, I'm afraid I'm the burger employee.
But you're a detective, you're supposed to know things.
Allow the burger to cook for 2 to 3 minutes before flipping, and then I would ascertain it would be a similar time for the other side to complete cooking before it's placed on a burger bun, along with your choice of salad and condiments.
Okay.
So Mr. Walker's putting together a movie film regarding my detective work and otherwise detective lifestyle, I believe, is the
Can I be
general
in it?
brief.
I'm an actress.
really.
Like, look, I'll give you a twirl. I did River City. You know that program?
Certainly a fine pivot, Ken.
I don't like you. You're wide. I don't want to be in this TV show. It's gotta be shite.
Oh. Not long after leaving, Nancy called for help from Mission Row. And of course, Ellis went for it.
Ah,
Help me! Help!
Ellis Noah, Private Investigator, I believe we've met.
As I was parking up, this guy with like a long haircut, looked like shit, drove past me, and then he flipped me the bird. So I went up to him and was like, "How you? You can't just flip me the bird, mate." And then I said, "Square go." And then as I said square go, he then just rammed into my car and then flipped it like this. So he flipped me and my car, and I can't get it back. And I just bought this as well. Cost me 15 grand. 15
Interesting.
grand.
What kind of car was the money driving?
What kind of car? It was like a wee, I think it was grey. It was grey.
By the way, it's not me. I know I've got a grey car. It's
At
not my
least
car.
two,
right?
At least two.
I just know this looks a bit awkward here. I've got a grey car. Kind of matching the description.
Accusations
My
of
car-
present are stacking up against you.
What are you talking about? I just arrived.
Quite apart from the fact that it was already a fairly garish and unsatisfying motor car, didn't appear to
I
have
just
received
spent
much damage
15
itself.
Hey, cut that out. Cut that bit out. Cut that bit out. Your doc. I spent 15 grand in this motor. I'll have you know. I didn't even hire you, right? You gonna catch this guy or not? You just gotta stand about
my
and do
very
your
best.
soliloquy.
Are you aware of any drivers of grey vehicles within the city or the wider city area?
Well, I've certainly seen plenty on my travels, but I couldn't put a car to her face, if you know what I mean.
We joked there, Alice, about how slow you are. It's a bit bad.
No.
Oh, wait a minute. Parsons, we like to drive you places. What's happening? What? I'm with the exact person you might want for this. No, not Bobo. Why would you tell me somebody wants you dead, and then I go, oh yeah, I know the exact person that can help you with that, and it's the person that wants you dead. So you're gonna tell me somebody wants you dead? No, nobody. Just act natural. Act natural. What? Somebody wants you dead, JJ. No way. Dum 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 dum.
Dum dum.
Where is he?
Oh, yeah.
JJ.
Hey guys.
Look how I'm making this dramatic entrance.
What's Mike laughing at? That's not funny. Jay, is that funny that someone wants to be dead?
No, not at all. Makes for a good story, though, but no, I won't say it's funny.
Checking, That's not. There's no.
I'll certainly confirm your suspicions and see what I can do. Try and work out if it was going on. Didn't I think it would be easy. Had no illusions of that at all. I fancied our chances. What's going on here?
A heavy police force at Pillbox Hospital naturally aroused Ellis's suspicions.
And we all
Okay,
belong
can you-
within the circle, including the confines of this rest and healing location.
I'll make do with me pillow. You've made me.
Excuse me, you're going to have to leave the waiting area here. This is not suitable for filming.
Fantastic. I'm sorry, it's a fly on the wall kind of documentary.
Did we approve of our filming crew to be here?
Here.
Did we?
Have you got a permit for filming here? You could just wait out the front of the, reception area.
Jasmine, Nancy's been found.
So someone's been looking for Nancy. Nancy appeared to be in some distress in the ward, and Ellis was keen to find out what troubled her.
There's a sign there that says restroom.
You know.
Sorry, I just need to know. What's the plan, Ellis?
We're going to let that to a rather ridiculous police officer whose biggest concern seems to be two men taking a shit at the moment. Come down off his high horse. We're going to get out there, we're going to find that man with the blonde hair, stake out the hospital, try and get a name, walk back to Nancy while she's still in the hospital bed. Defecation and urination were not terribly complicated to understand
Cathy.
yet. This young man
Where's the Gary station?
decided to let him back to his ridiculous fantasies of police officerdom.
Have you done that before?
My first rodeo. I don't think there's much to be gained for leaving the hospital right now. Officer Chuckles appears to still be at his post.
Is there a back entrance?
I do believe there is. Smart thinking, Mr. Walker.
Oh, you know, I'm just a journalist and just thinking outside the box. I think you'd blend in quite well in the chapel, you know.
The chapel?
Interesting. That's pretty liberal use of ambulance parking, don't you think?
Sometimes these things happened. When a case became so all-consuming, the heart was pounding. Everything was focused. All that mattered was the case, the investigation. Nothing else mattered. Nothing else could matter until the matter was dealt with, the matter at hand. Sometimes a moment needs to be taken here, Ken.
Be careful, Ellis.
Never really went away. Passion to find out things. Such failure, though. To have seen corrupt police force in front of my very eyes, their actions and inactions laid bare, and yet be told by the people of the street that it wasn't worth looking at, that the police were fine. for the cases we've been given. So varied, and yet so shallow. All reminded all took me back. The early days, wandering aimlessly from city to city. Memories of hell and fresh. My mind frazzled. Are those memories real? Who could say? Let's head back inside.
That was very nice.
Do you understand? What the fuck's going on here?
Yeah, can you leave the building, please?
Should we follow them?
I'm not sure how much there is to gain for that, but they did seem awfully friendly to that prisoner.
That's when I began to be slightly concerned.
Oh, my head.
Oh, is he okay?
Just a wee touch of a headache there, Mr. Walker. Don't worry about it. Casey's the blonde manny. Where did he go? And then there was the girl with the motor. Why was she in hospital again? It's not making sense. And then Bobo wanted to kill JJ, but JJ wants us to stop him. But was that our case? Was that our assignment? Was that no?
Sorry! Are you feeling okay?
Just I don't know, just stress. It's just be a bit of stress.
Okay, you just let me know if you need to stop. Observing Pillbox from afar, we spotted the arrival of Mike Ron. There he is. He seems to be doing what we were doing.
Seems to be looking. Hold on a second here. I just saw you sneaking around the hospital there. Is everything alright? No. I'm watching. Looking at you right now. There's a lot of police at the hospital. They seem to have been there quite a while for the night.
When the police fled Pillbox back to Mission Row, Ellis was keen to follow, and I got caught up with the whole thing. Sorry about that.
Done a fash.
Ellis is dead. Ah!
Sorry, my head.
Ellis, are you...
We're alright. This is it. I told you. I said. Police corruption. It was obvious from the get-go, obvious from the start.
So we were inquiring about these people that want JJ dead. Side note, we found out JJ wants his money back, but that's between you and him.
He's not getting his fucking money back.
Out of nowhere, this red-headed police officer that was talking to him, like, karate chopped me to the face, knocked me clean out. So that's who's currently interviewing JJ. JJ might be able to bring him out afterwards.
It makes sense. No. You see, it was one case all along. It has to be that. The guy with the manky ginger hair, the police officer at the hospital, he was also the one that ran over the car out here. The people that want JJ dead, the person that told him about it was a police. That means it's the police that want him dead to begin with. The whole thing is a corruption angle. That's all it is. That's all it was ever was. It was all corruption. I it from the very fucking beginning.
Are you okay, Alice?
Do you agree with that, Mike?
I think he's having a breakdown. None of that ties in with anything we found out tonight.
Can't get in the locked doors, locked bastard doors.
Well, I don't think we could even we could sneak around in there.
Too wrapped up in themselves, you see, Walker. They believe their own nonsense. They believe that the mannies you see on the television, the superhero cops who solve anything, obey and survive, or whatever it is they write. Nonsense and lies, propaganda.
I'm not so sure about this.
You sure about this, Alice?
I done a camp else today. There's officers in there that are... Listen, fuck. They leave their doors open every other time. You've seen it yourself. We could have waltzed in there earlier on.
I chose not to intervene at this point. Perhaps I should have. Are you sure you want to continue this?
They've locked every single bloody door. I've seen their type, I know their secrets, I know their methods. I ken they're putting the screws to that poor boy.
That horn looks to be working. Don't know why you locked that, it's open roof.
What happened? Tell me, talk to me, what happened?
Okay, first things first. I want my money back.
I'm not fucking interested about your stupid fucking case. We're talking about police corruption here, talk to me.
Mike, let me talk to you a second.
Fucking Mike. You're not here to talk to fucking Mike. Bastard, 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 bastard.
Ellis, are you sure you want to continue filming?
Aye, no, you keep it growing. You'll see. Soon you'll see the biggest case in this city's history and you'll see me take them down. Don't you stop that rolling. Under any circumstances, don't you stop that rolling. Understand?
Understood.
Jerry, what happened in there? What with the police? What did they say?
I've got a new assignment for you. I've got a new assignment for you.
Tell me and then tell me what the police say to you inside, aye.
I want to know why. I've kind of already done your job for you, by the way. I know who wants me dead. But I want you to find out the reason why.
Is it the one she did?
Parsons, we can't take you places
Okay.
just now. Can I take a message? Beep.
Who is it? Tell me. Tell me their names.
Well, Bobo.
Fucking Christ, because you're a grass, JJ.
I'm a grass. What did I grass on?
I dunno ken. That's all I know.
What did I grass on?
That doesn't matter. You know, what did the police say to you? Why were he arrested? Why did he batter Micron? You need to tell me these things. They're important. They're important. They're all important. It's all linked. The whole thing's fucking linked.
Was the other officer? I don't know why he battered Micron.
But was he? But he was the one. It was supposed to be the officer that why did. It was supposed to be Bob. That was supposed to be a mistake. Doesn't add up.
My mind's fried.
Just doesn't make sense.
Gee, you keeping up with this?
I'm trying. He's got a lot on his plate tonight.
Make sure he's okay.
I can't have been wrong. I just can't have been wrong. No, they must be wrong. Whatever information they're working on must be faulty because all the clues made sense. It was all linked. There was never several cases. There was one case. That case. Police taking them down. That was the case. Getting inside there and breaking them down was the case. That was all it ever was. There wasn't a JJ went and did. There wasn't a Nancy's motor. It was all the one thing. I didn't ken. It's either a corrupt police officer there, waiting in the wings. Can he change now? Can he be anything different now? It's not how it works. It's not how it's supposed to work.
Alice, just watch out in front of a cruiser.
It's meant to be them. I was meant to be them. There's no one else it could have been. Just can't be. I can't accept it. Look, I can't accept it. Can I be wrong on this one? It's always been them. It's always will be them.
Just take a breath, Alice. Take a breath.
Maybe they paid Mike off. Maybe they paid JJ off. Maybe they paid Bobo off. Maybe they're all on it.
Sometimes it's easy to go down these rabbit holes and let things spiral, but sometimes you just need to take a step back and think things through logically and rationally and.
That's the only logic there is, though. What else can it be? Can it be anyone else? It doesn't make sense. Doesn't it make sense? It makes more sense now. Thought it might just be the detectives, but it's the people on the beat as well. You know what I said earlier? If it's one bad beat cop, if everyone else is alright and a bad beat cop's taking money for a gang, it's nothing. What if they are? What if they are taking everything? What if they've got their hands in the drugs in this city? What if they've got their hands in the gangs? Eh? Every loon and every queen in that police force. That's going to be it. Surely as hell that's going to be it. Aye. Go back to that pissing hospital. What the fuck is up with this stupid fucking motor?
Oh, Ellis, your fuel gauge.
Bastard. Sorry, well fucking bog. It's no hard
Okay.
work. It's no hard work.
Ellis, you're rushing.
Got to make it there.
What?
God.
Why don't you just stop for a moment? Just rest against the wall and
What kind of rest?
catch your
For the
breath.
first time, everything was clear. My thoughts were straight. My head was right. All these thoughts I'd had about the scum of the city and the criminals, no. No, it had to be them. It had to be the police. They were the criminals with badges. The clarity granted to me by this moment, by everything being covered up by their actions. I spoke louder than any words that Jay Walker could ever say. You'll see it, Walker. When we get there, you'll see it. That's it. That's exactly where they'll be.
All I'm bothered right now is getting you off this road safely, okay?
I'm fine. I'm fucking alright. Look, we're safe as houses here. Those not far.
It's just all we want.
Oh, the case. The case is that's mattered. It's that's mattered at the beginning. It's all a one case. I tell you at the start, I was only working on one main case. Everything else fell by the wayside. And I was right. I was right.
What happens when you're exposed for this? Ellis, what happens if you bring it all down?
And we rebuild it and we make it better. That's the way it always has to be. You have to start from the bottom. Good men. And weed them out. And the other shite you weed out and you break it. That's what you do. That's what you do with shite, isn't it? You remove it. You flush it and you leave it be. My head. Aye.
Ellis, do you need a drink or something? Just
No.
take a moment.
No. I can be that guy. I can definitely be that guy.
Ellis, just
tired.
Just stay to the side, Ellis. Just...
We're alright. We're fine. Listen. We'll see them coming a fucking mile away. They'll think they can track us down. They'll think they can chase us before we get there, but they don't know where we are. That's the secret. We left the motor. That's what I said, isn't it? You leave the motor just far enough away they can't know where it is.
That's what you said, yeah.
Aye. No. No yet. Rest soon. Rest when I'm fucking dead. Oh, it's a journey. It's a real journey.
What about Mike? Can you call Mike? He's a taxi driver, right?
No. They bought him off. They bought them off. All the taxis know. Everybody knows. Every single person does.
Ellis, just be careful, brother.
We're alright.
Oh, let me just pull you back here.
It was a close one.
Oh God.
No. And every idiot police has tried to talk down to me. That little fuck in the lobby. Law. That bastard Banks. Oh, we'll get him, alright. Get them all. Chief Taffer most of all. I can't wait to see it. Take them all down. I'll make it right. I'll make it okay. I always makes it okay. We'll wait until we're there till we're right in their faces till they can't get rid of us. What can they do, eh? Not a bloody thing. Not a bloody damn pissed thing.
Deep breaths, Ellis. Deep breaths.
We're good.
We're almost there. We're right next to a medical centre. Why don't we just pop inside? Get you seen to.
I just dunno. Dunno.
Ash?
Dunno Fash. That's the very one. Dunno Fash.
I'm gonna... Lie still.
We'll still get them, walk.
Hello?
Hi G, I got a story for you.
I sort of need... Where are you? Are you in Pillbox? Are you in the hospital? Me and you, Ellis. Me and you. Help. Help, please. He collapsed on the freeway.
Oh God.
He's not responding.
Please wait in the main hall.
I helped him. Like, I came to save him and everything. Didn't I?
understand that. He had some swelling on the brain and a possibly inflammation in the lungs, which caused his organs to deteriorate a little bit. So I gave him a lot of antibiotics, and some fluids and some medication to keep him asleep, so he knows he doesn't have to wake up and his body can do all the work for him. Okay?
Oh god.
Excuse you.
You're gonna put it all together and you're gonna expose a whole lot of them, okay, Ellis? I felt quite guilty. Maybe I was to blame. Did I push it too far? Did I push him too far? All for the sake of my documentary?
Apparently masks are not allowed.
Was this my fault? Should I have stopped him before it was too late?
Are you okay?
Should I have not have fed his ego? Oh yeah, I'm okay, sorry, I'll just, I know he's in good hands. I just can't help but feel partly responsible.
He'll be fine. He'll be fine. He's
Oh,
just
do-
it's a wee infection, okay?
Do you want me let me get a pillow and make him feel a bit more comfortable?
That'd be great. That'd be great. Like, whatever you can do.
Okay, my dear.
No.
I knew the detective was in safe hands,
Very safe hands.
but I couldn't help but feel. And maybe there was more that I could do. But in truth, I knew there wasn't much I could do. My time with Ellis Noah was over for now. There's still a lot of police about, isn't there? I mean, never mind. That's not my job now. Also, where the hell did I leave my car? How the hell am I gonna get all the way back to his bloody office? Jesus Christ.
Quick as you can.
You want a kiss, my dear?
Better not be a burger shortage because I'm Hank Marvin.
Still in a coma. This is not canon.